Welcome to Enlightened Evolution.
I'm Cay.
And I'm Christina.
We're here to discuss the ebb and flow of our soul's healing and transformation through self-reflection, choosing intentionally, honoring thyself, and following your inner guide.
Thank you for joining this safe space with us.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Enlightened Evolution with Cay and Christina. We hope we find you well. Today, we're discussing choosing friendships. I think that throughout my life, as I've evolved, I've chosen different friendships, and I've also accepted a lot less friendships into my life. My life feels much more freeing, not having multiple people pulling me either way. So I like having just a few friends. I feel like I'm so busy, I can't see everybody as often as I would like to. I feel like I probably keep in contact with you the most, and we live the furthest away. So I do love that. I used to choose friends when I was younger based on like where the fun was at.
Yeah.
And now I choose more so like where I feel loved and accepted and just feel safe to like express myself without judgment and not have to people please and not have this fear of like if I don't know. I used to have like friendships where it was like, I don't feel like doing this. And they're like, what? You don't want to do that? Like, come on, come do this with me. Come do this with me. And I don't feel that pull anymore. And I no longer am that people pleaser anymore either. That feels the need to make sure everybody who's around me is happy. How do you choose your friendships now?
Very, very carefully. I know I've talked about this a few times, but I really built so many friendships. I don't want to say about kind of through desperation, but I would just take anything that came my way, really. Like I was like, everyone can be a friend, and I was for everyone.
Yeah.
and then I really got into like, my healing journey and what's important to me and what I value. And so I know we've done an episode before on ending friendships. So I like that we're doing, how to choose friendships, because I did have to end some longer term friendships that no longer aligned with me. And that was very painful for both parties. And now I want to be intentional about the people I am choosing to engage with.
I'd kind of
I
like
don't
to
really know
point
that I've
out,
made any new friends lately.
girl, I really don't make new friends very easily. I'm honestly kind of a loner and I really appreciate my solitude and I'm okay being there for myself now. I don't even have like any social media because I just don't care what everyone else has going on. Nor do
Yeah.
I feel the need to put my stuff out there. If you love me and you're important enough to me, like you'll know from me personally how I'm doing and what's going on. I would like to add though, I feel like the friendships that you said you've ended, I don't feel like it was like your part that ended it. I feel like you set a boundary and they didn't respect it.
Yeah. I mean, but ultimately it came down to me saying, hey, this no longer aligns with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I just think about like just the days where it was like the weekends were filled with wanting to go out and drink and now it's like I know those people are still doing those things and I couldn't even imagine myself being in that same
No.
headspace of finding that a desirable atmosphere.
No. I and that's a thing, like, I recognize the love I have for people, that I had
Mhm.
long-term friendships with, but I don't recognize the person that I was when I did those
Yeah.
things. Like, it's so far away from who I am today. Like, I couldn't get back into that.
Mhm. I do appreciate though the friendships I used to have and yeah,
Oh, yeah.
still got mad love for some of those people and understand their suffering or like what they're doing isn't right or wrong and what I'm doing isn't right or wrong. It's just a different perspective on how we want to lead life, and like it's okay, that they want
Mhm.
to that they're doing whatever they're doing. I don't even know now cuz I'm so far removed from.
Right.
I hope they're doing well, truly. But yeah, it feels much much more peaceful, just finding, having friendships and sustaining friendships, long-term ones that just trying to like uphold the same that you uphold the same values as each other. And I think that's even not that it's hard to uphold like your values, but it's hard to just stay constantly mindful and maintaining like a certain lifestyle you want to live because you're constantly getting things
Yeah.
thrown at you all the time from the outside world.
Right. And everyone's so busy, and you have to know, like, what you're expecting from a friendship. And, like, for myself, I'm in a very unique place. Not a lot of people my age don't have kids. And
Mhm.
so I have to know that the majority of my friends, they got other shit to do.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they can't just pick up, "Hey, let's go into Atlanta and do some
Mhm.
things." Like, things have to be planned or whatever. I've mentioned multiple times on here that I've joined a local girls group on Facebook in the hopes of making new friends. And I've met some cool nothing's really like blossomed so much out of it, but there was one example, like this person really connected with them online, and we kept trying to make plans like, "Hey, let's go shopping or let's go to lunch." And that person would continuously cancel them or be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I don't have the money for it." And it almost felt like they were saying that because they wanted me to be like, "Oh, I'll pay for it." Because, like, why do you, first of all, you made the plans with me, so you knew what the
Yeah.
cost was. And then why are you canceling it and specifically saying, "I don't have the money for it"? I'm not paying for you.
Right.
So that was a way for me to be like, this one's not for me.
If it was an older friend that I've known for a long time and I wanted to spend time with them and I knew that they were sincerely
Oh,
struggling,
certainly.
yeah, but a new friendship, like, that would definitely be not a friendship I would wanna choose.
Yeah, like, I don't know you.
Mhm.
Certainly an old time friend, yeah, I'm gonna take you to lunch, whatever, but
Mhm.
not someone this is our first time hanging out, and it's weird to make
It
friends as an
is.
adult, like, it usually I think people typically do just, at work, or if you do have kids, other parents at sports and stuff like
Mhm.
that. You're not just being a weirdo like me and joining an online girls
You're
group to
not a
try to make
weirdo.
friends.
I
The
just
thing is, I have a lot of time on my hands.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I do miss that, going and getting coffee or going shopping, going to
Mhm.
all the places. Jordan doesn't like to shop, so I'd love to have someone to go shopping with, but
Well, then I'm
most of
gonna
the time it's just me, and I'm cool with that too.
have to take a little weekend visit then, because I like to shop. I'm gonna bring an empty suitcase.
Yes. We did a little bit while you were here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those shops down there. Much different. You can find different stuff than you can find up here, even though they do have a Ross up here now.
Has it cooled down? Like, because I remember when they first opened, it was like lines wrapped out the door.
Oh, I went like once or twice. I've really been proud of myself lately. I haven't done a whole lot of retail therapy as much as I used to. So I still buy clothes, but not like in bundles. I don't like drop $500-600 at a time anymore. It's like one or two outfits. So I feel like I've done better.
Yeah.
Now the friendships I have now, like when I was younger, or even not necessarily younger, but I would confide in people and think that like what I was saying or struggling with or stay just between myself and them, but that
Mhm.
wasn't the case. And so like I appreciate that now, being able to confide in my friends, and they don't like you included. Like if there's certain things that I do, I like that you, like, you especially, like,
Oh god.
You will validate how I feel, but you will try to hold my
I know.
ass accountable.
I was like, "What is she about to say?" Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
you do
do.
too, and that's I think is beautiful because
Mhm.
we don't need yes men, for sure, that's not something I want in a friend. I don't want someone to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, mhm, you're right, you did nothing wrong." No, bitch, I do stuff wrong.
Yeah. Like, I
For
definitely understand
sure.
yeah, I definitely understand how you feel about things, but I do try to play devil's advocate sometimes, like
Mhm.
and it's easier to be the outside person looking in, like, I'm not emotionally invested into this particular subject, so it's easier to just
Mhm.
see things very black and white.
Yeah.
I like choosing friendships now where people, like, lift you up and very encouraging and, they're not sneak dissing, talking about, like, oh, your parents are, kinda giving you, like, backhanded compliments, or when you're sharing something with them, like, they're sincerely, like, congratulating you and rooting for you, not saying things like, "Oh, it must be nice," you know?
Mhm. I can't believe I used to choose friends like that, and I did, and
Mhm.
yeah, that definitely won't be a part of any friendships that I choose moving forward.
Mm.
You need someone that is supportive and uplifting and cheers you on. Even, you know, there should be no jealousy involved. There's nothing to be jealous about.
Right.
What I have, you can have too, and vice versa.
Mhm.
Like we all can have a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
think it's important, but sometimes difficult to have diversity in your friend group. And I'm not talking about ethnically, but I'm talking about like different perspectives. Overall, like I want my friends to be good human beings and I want them to be caring people and care about humanity and things. But I'm okay, if my friend has a different religion than me or
Yeah.
like those things I'm not attached to.
Yeah, I guess earlier I did say, like, friends that should have, like, the same values. I feel like some values are pretty important to have, like, I'm not gonna be friends with a racist.
Right. Exactly.
But it would be hard, and I don't know anybody, this is just an example, like, I don't know anybody that's polyamorous. I value monogamy, so it would be I don't know it I don't know if I could indulge myself, like, completely in their life and the things that they're doing and, hang out with them and all their polyamorous friends. I don't know if I could, like, choose a like, there has to be certain boundaries in friendships, I think.
Do you think that's because you would be judging them too much?
I No, I don't think it would be because 'cause I'd be judging them. I think that maybe this isn't fair to say either, but it would almost feel like they'd wanna convert me or something. And maybe that's
Have you ever had a friend that's polyamorous?
no, but I've seen a lot of that's just an example. I've seen a lot of things about it. I guess that goes with anything, like, whether it's being polyamorous or a different religion or something, I guess you can have friends that are, like, completely different than you. It would just be kinda scary. That's what I feel like certain values come in place. For me, when I choose my friendships, I feel like we have to share of the same values, and I think that would be a big one.
Yeah. I don't know, like, what their love I mean, I'm queer, but I'm not trying to convert you to be
I
into women, you
know.
know?
I just felt like I guess the whole like, it felt overwhelming to think about it. No, I don't feel like that in like, when it has to do with, like, hetero or homosexuality, but I
Just
do.
multiple partners.
Yeah, like, that's scary to me.
Well, I can tell you I have friends that are polyamorous, and they don't try to convert you.
They respect your boundaries, that's good.
They respect your boundaries. Yeah, it's just I liken it very much to queer community, and a lot of people that are polyamorous are queer.
Mhm.
Just because people, like different things doesn't mean they want you involved.
Yeah. Do you Is there certain values that you have that you wouldn't wanna choose a friendship because they don't share those same values?
There are some things that I cling to that because they're very important to me and I don't know. I will like I want to say no as far as like I do judge people for certain political views that they have for being like anti-queer, anti-trans. Like I wouldn't want that type of energy in my presence.
Mhm.
But if it's something that it's hard. If it's something we don't talk about, like I can get along with people. I can be cordial with people
Mhm.
that maybe share those values, but like especially if you are going to bring them around me, like if you're going to say something homophobic around me, no you're not.
I don't think that now that's just like they're casting
Or
judgment.
racist.
Yeah, right. Like those people that are homophobic or racist, like they're casting judgment on like a whole group of people, and it's insulting to their lifestyle.
Mhm.
I do think that is, I mean, it's a whole other subject, like Republicans and Democrats and conservatives versus liberals, and like it is labels to keep us divided in a way.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't put too much weight on that part so much. And
Yeah.
it comes down to like I do have friends that have different political views than me. We just don't talk about those
Yeah,
things.
I think that's the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
I see
There are
important things in I can't say that I'm like fully left or fully right. Like I appreciate values in both sides. So like I could never choose a side, and I don't
mhm.
vote either, and I know that's really un-American of me, but I just there's no way I could like go all in for either party. So
Yeah.
I think the last time I voted was like for Obama. That was like 15 years ago. So
Damn, it's been a long time.
I know. So I get what you're saying. Like you don't like you're judging people that are judgy.
Just yeah, that are mean.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I'd like to say that I'm not, but I do. I don't have good feelings and I mean not only because do I fit in those categories, but people that if someone I love fits into those marginalized categories,
Mhm.
I just get filled with rage. Like I want to protect them at all costs.
Yeah. I think
I
it's
think it's
I think it's hard to say because we mentioned earlier, like mentioning my daughter and choosing her friendships, and it is very difficult for me to navigate her through what's right and what's wrong, trying to like take out my judgments. But these kids that she's surrounded by have parents that instill them with certain values and beliefs. And some of them I just don't agree with, especially in a very young 11-year-old's mind, where
mhm,
our perceptions and our interests and our curiosity is fluid, completely, constantly changing. So I don't, certain things I just don't agree with trying to like I ask her questions and I'm curious about like where her mind is, but I don't want her to make any definitive decisions right now about her sexuality. You're 11, you're not allowed to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like these are things that you're going to have to explore. And her mind, this girl's mind literally changes all the time. So it's like if you want to do something, I understand that, but what if you don't want to do something? And there's this one child that had an interest in her, was, curious. You know how kids are. They try to explore and they find each other cute or whatever. And then she didn't have an interest in this other child. And then they began to call her names and to shame her. And so
mhm.
it's like, I'm so proud of you for speaking your truth and saying, not going along with this kid just because they wanted you to be a part of their life and something fell off to you. So you were like, no, I'm not choosing this person to be a part of my life. And she told them that. And then they continued to call her name. So my biggest thing with her is like, does it really feel good in your body when you're doing this? Or are you confused about it? And are other people kind to you that you're surrounding yourself by? Do you feel like if you have to, I try to tell her, like, if you feel like you're sticking up for yourself or you speak your mind and you're afraid to do that, based on their reaction, that's probably not a true friend. And I know you've mentioned before your mom says you're not even going to know these people and by the time you graduate high school. And like it's not helpful to tell her that, but like it's true. I want to say
Yeah.
that to her all the time.
Yeah, and you had asked me before we did this episode, like did my mom give me any advice in choosing friends and things? And she really never gave me advice in choosing friends. She would always tell me like, "Oh, that friend is a bad friend or this friend's a bad friend,"
Mhm.
but never felt like constructive ideas of like, "Hey, this is how you should look for friends. Look
Yeah.
for these type of people that make you feel this way, make you feel safe, that hear you, that, let you speak your mind." And now that I think about it, I think if she could have instilled in me a better sense of self,
Mhm.
because like we've expressed, we spend a lot of our younger years being that people pleaser and just really wanting to develop any kind of friendships because we want to be seen, we want to feel loved. But if we can develop a deep sense of self at a younger age, I think we can start choosing the right people for us instead of just who will give us attention.
Mhm. Yeah, I find my daughter all the time like so worried about like kids. It's so crazy. Middle school's nuts. Like
Oh, it's the worst.
worrying about kids wanna fight her. What if so and so wants to fight me? And it's just like, "What?" Like, why would
Oh
anybody
my
wanna fight you?
gosh.
Like, I I feel for these kids, like, the way that they struggle because it's like they constantly ruminate about not being good enough and
Mhm.
not knowing how to interact with each other and fear they won't be accepted and loved, and that's all we ever wanna do, I think, at any stage of our life is have someone else see us and just feel loved by them.
Yeah.
And
And see us for who we really are and not the
mhm.
mask that we're putting on to
They try to mold
impress other
us.
people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes people try to mold us to be a good fit for them, and that's not, and sometimes we allow it unconsciously.
Oh, yeah.
And so I
I absolutely have.
yeah, same. I have little talks with her on the way to school in the morning. I give her little reminders and just say, "Hey, all these things that you're anxious about today, just take a deep breath. A lot of these things that you're in fear of, like other people, the way they're going to think about you and feel about you, like it really doesn't matter. Like they really don't matter. It's you get to choose how you feel today and how you act today." And she's already had so many friends come and go in her little 11 years. And so I try to
Aw.
remind her of that too. Like, hey, you've had a couple close friends that are still here, but think about the ones that, you're not cool with anymore because they called you names or talked behind your back, and now kids put things on social media about each other. I guess adults do too, but
Yes.
adults definitely do.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for me to try to help her navigate because I have to be very mindful of myself not being in a fear-based wounded state. So, it's a work in progress.
It is. I still have to remind myself that it's okay to not be liked by everyone.
Mhm.
I stand firm in who I am now today, but there are times even with the knowledge I have today that it does suck to know that not everyone, like, especially people that you have to encounter on a daily basis, like the people you work with or
Yeah.
something, like knowing that these people don't like me. Okay. Is there something I did wrong that I can apologize for?
Mhm.
Cool. Are they going to like me? Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it doesn't matter. Like, my self-worth has to come from myself. I have to be happy with the things I do at the end of the day. And I'm not always happy with the things I do. And I know that I do things to hurt other people sometimes. Sorry, I just burped into the mic.
It's okay.
And so I have to give myself grace, and I have to know that like they don't have to forgive me, and that's up to them, and it's okay.
Yeah. I find myself, yeah, feeling bad about some of my interactions, especially at work. Some things I know I was sharing with you before we started recording. And there's this one particular person that really just gets underneath my skin, and I've been rigid with them. And I find it very hard to like open my heart to them. And so when it comes to like choosing new friendships, it's so hard for me to do that because I really don't trust easily. I think that's another big thing. Like I trust myself now to be able to set boundaries and remove myself and walk away, but I just don't have a lot of faith in other people that they're going to have, my best interest in their heart
Yeah.
or um
And I think we have to trust our intuition. Like we
mhm.
have to sometimes be okay with knowing that whatever vibe you're getting from this person, maybe there isn't an exact reason, but you're just turned off by that person. That's okay. Trust it and keep it moving. I know that we're all a work in progress and we're all in different stages. And you and I personally talk about this all the time.
Mhm.
And you really got to find like the friendships that can last years and years and years, just like a relationship. Like
Yeah.
you guys have to give each other grace. You have to ebb and flow with each other. You're not going to always just linearly be growing together at the same time. Of course, like we said before, if you don't align, you don't align. But try, in those new friendships to find someone that aligns as much with you as you can, but also someone you can learn from. That's what I
Mhm.
look for as an adult now. Like who can I learn from? That's
Yeah.
where my mind is. I'm in this growth mindset and I want to surround myself with people that are also interested in growing.
Yeah, and it's okay to have friends in your life only for a season. When it gets to the point to where you feel like it's always one-sided, like, oh, they're constantly calling you about their issues and you never really get to express yourself, or they don't even take interest in anything you have going on. Like it's okay to learn and grow for people for just a short time, and sometimes you have to let them go, or they were in there to fill that space to teach you and help you grow. It's definitely important to feel like you're learning and growing, I think, together for any type of relationship. Like I know I've come far, girl. Shit.
Yes, we both have, and we both got a ways to go.
I know. I know.
Sometimes I'm like, do you ever get sick of your healing journey and you're just like, I've had enough. Like
Yeah,
I'm
because it's
choosing not to
never
be healed today.
yeah, oh yeah. And it's never ending. It's like it's because that saying like ignorance is bliss. Like there was a point in my life when I was younger, I was so fucking ignorant and unconscious to my own patterns and just going along with the ride with anything. Like I was a train wreck. And now it's like, ugh, I'm fully aware.
I see
I
everything.
see everything. Yeah, I s
See the patterns.
and everybody else, I see everything too, and it's like, it's not always your place to tell people what they should be doing, I guess maybe unless they ask for your support, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think it's even harder now that I'm self-aware because then I have these weak moments, like you said, these days, like, "I don't wanna heal today. I'm gonna choose violence today, emotional violence today." And, I still love you,
Yeah.
but, sorry I'm mean, you know?
Some days I do. And then other days I'm inspired and I'm like, yeah, I do have a long ways to go, and I'm excited to see where it takes me. I'm excited to see the person I am 2, 3, 5 years from now.
Yeah. I think it's
It ebbs and
important
flows.
is the ebbs and flows. Yeah, it's important to have friends that are like, okay, not in maybe these direct, like harsh words, but like, get the fuck over yourself. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I definitely tell
Yeah.
myself that personally. Like, okay, just get over it.
Absolutely.
I keep thinking today's Saturday, and it's not. It's absolutely not.
It could be.
I mean, do you want it to
Any day
be?
is Saturday if you I would absolutely love it to be Saturday.
I mean, Friday's like pre-Saturday, and I feel like we should embrace Friday.
Yeah. Friday is a good day. Sunday nights, don't
The
love them.
Well, it depends. I don't work Monday through Friday, so I don't have a normal
Right.
schedule. So whatever day I got to work tomorrow, that's the one I'm not looking forward to.
I don't have any good advice for, like, making friends as an adult other than engage in the things that interest you.
Yes.
So, I have, like, I guess they'd be more acquaintances, but, like, from volunteering places, I've made acquaintances. I wouldn't call them
Mhm.
friends. There's lots of ways to do that, and as a mom, yours are mainly gonna be activities with your kids and different things because you don't have a whole lot of time for other stuff.
I can't and I honestly can't say that there's a whole lot of moms out there that I've met that I'd like to spend a whole lot of time with.
I know, that's the thing, as we
You
get older,
know?
I feel like we get very picky, and
Mhm.
rightfully so. Like, our time, we realize how valuable our time is, and so
Yeah.
we are more judicious with how we spend it and who we spend it with, and that's great. And as the biggest thing is finding, like you said, finding a friend in yourself first, so you don't feel lonely. And like, I take myself on dates all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I go and do my thing, and I'm happy to do it. Would I love to have a friend there? Certainly. And some days, no, I'd like to just
Mhm.
be alone.
Yeah, for sure. Find a happy medium. I think it's a soul thing too. Like when you meet somebody, you
Mm,
click and
yeah.
and then just it kind of just evolves. And I
Yeah.
think like any friendship, obviously they're not romantic, but the same as any relationship, you have to build trust over time. And I think you see the patterns in the people, and over time they show you over and over and over again that you're safe with them. I think that's how real
Yeah.
friendships grow.
Absolutely. It's all about building that trust.
Mhm.
Well, hopefully, we've given you all some ideas on how to choose better friendships, more fulfilling friendships that are quality over quantity. So you're spending your time wisely.
Yes. Hope everybody has a good day, a good rest of their week. Thank you so much for tuning into us today. You can find us on all social media platforms, pretty much.
Yeah. Except for X.
What is that? Twitter?
Yeah, it's the new Twitter.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
never
sorry.
done
I'm
it.
not I'm not with the times, man. I'm so
I love it. Oh, yes. And also catch us on YouTube. We love you all.
love you.
Namaste.
Namaste.